General Motors has come out with some strange special editions that I'm sure many of you either don't know about or completely forgot about. And today I'm going to go in great detail about these obscure editions.
This summer, we invited everyone who owns a Saturn to visit Spring Hill, a Saturn homecoming. They could see where their cars were built and meet the people who built them.
You are not going to want to miss this video because I'm sure they will surprise you. I made a video not too long ago talking about the special editions from Jeep and Eagle, so if those companies interest you, be sure to check that video out. With all of that said, here are the strangest special editions from General Motors. In 1976, GM offered a special Heritage Edition for only the Monza, Chevette, and Vega. This obscure package was to pay tribute to the 200th anniversary of the United States independence. Some of you guys might remember the Spirit of America editions. These were introduced only for the 74 model year. The Vega got an all-white interior with red carpeting, an all-white exterior with a white vinyl roof, white GT wheels, and patriotic striping. GM also expanded this trim to the Impala and Nova. These are also pretty rare, but not as rare as the Heritage Edition. Well, that's what people think. See, no one really knows the exact production numbers for these cars other than the Vegas, which was 2,620 units built. Production for the Spirit of America Vegas was 7,500, so obviously by comparing these two together, we can tell which one was more exclusive, or which one was bought the least. But what is this Heritage package I'm referring to? Well, not all that much. Unlike the Spirit of America editions, which expanded its uniqueness to the interior and exterior, the Heritage package just applied to the interior. There were no changes done to the outside. The brochure reads, "A bold, spirited interior, one that prospects will recognize as right in tune with the times. What better trim code for this custom level cloth interior than 1776? Yeah, I mean, I would agree that is a nice detail, again, in reference to our country's independence. The cloth design is in red, white, and blue, and it features these little eagles everywhere. Also, the Heritage package came with deluxe seats and shoulder belts in what GM called Firethorn. Firethorn is just a special name for the color red. The cost for this package ranged from $45 to $182, depending on the car you got. The Monza, Vega, and Chevette were some of the smallest cars offered by GM at the time, and they were also the most affordable in the lineup. What I'm trying to get at here is a lot of these cars were junked, scrapped, and just sold for nothing. So finding any of these models with the Heritage package is very rare. GMC Jimmy Diamond Edition. These were only produced from 2000 until 2001. The Jimmy wasn't exactly a hot sales performer during the SUV craze in the late 90s and early 2000s. If we compare it to the Explorer, another mid-size SUV at the time, Ford sold over 400,000 units for the 2000 model year. Do you want to take a guess on how many Jimmys sold that same year? 300,000? 200,000? If you guessed under 80,000, then you would be correct. So why is this important? Who cares? Well, GM thought that making a special edition would essentially put the spotlight on the Jimmy. It didn't exactly do that, but personally, I still think it's very interesting. I actually had no idea that GM came out with these. I owned a 2001 two-door Blazer, which was my first car. My grandpa had a Jimmy back in the day. I always found these SUVs and this platform very interesting, yet I would have never thought that GM came out with a Diamond edition. Anyway, enough of that. At first, the luxury version of the Jimmy was the Envoy from 1998 until 2000, when the Diamond Edition replaced it. This year would mark the 30th anniversary of the Jimmy nameplate. So what's up with this Diamond name? And to that I say, let the interior speak for itself. Diamond quilted leather on the front and back seats, and even the door panels feature this lavish styling. Of course, it didn't stop here. These things came loaded with just about every option available, and unlike the Heritage Edition mentioned, GM takes it up a notch and goes up and beyond to offer unique exterior cues. American Specialty Cars, or ASC, might sound familiar to a couple of you. They are fairly known for their conversion work for a vast number of cars, including the SSR. GM paired up with them once again to help with the Jimmy Diamond Edition. Basically, all they did was add a brush guard or grill guard and side step rails. GM's press release reads, two standard features of the Diamond Edition are its grill guard and tubular sidestep rails. These accessories, while common in the industry, are rarely offered as original equipment. These Jimmys also came with unique aluminum wheels with matching center caps, special badging, and silver trim pieces on the door. The exact numbers are unknown, but some forums say around 6,000 units were ever produced. Back in the day, this package was $1,250. Oldsmobile with their Bravada also came out with a unique package, but I won't bore you all with that today. Cadillac Eldorado Collector Series. The Eldorado name has been around forever up until 2002, dating back to 1952 when the name was first introduced. Unfortunately, these 12th gen Eldorados were phasing out. The segment of personal luxury coupes wasn't wanted anymore. The Toronado was gone, and the Buick Riviera and Mark 8 were both gone by '99. The Eldorado was truly the lone survivor. And, well, it never transitioned to the modern and rigid styling like the Seville and DeVille did. Over its 10-year production run, the 12th gen just got some minor visual tweaks, but nothing to spark consumer interest of its aging styling. For 2002, the final year of production for the Eldorado nameplate, Cadillac produced the Collector Series to celebrate its 50th anniversary. The Eldorado Collector Series has been created as a grand tribute to Eldorado's 50 years of automotive excellence, and it is fitting that we commemorate it in our centennial year. And this was all said by Cadillac's general manager at the time. This Collector Series cost an additional $2,395 above the Touring Coupe's price of $45,265. This was one expensive car during the time, so what did you get if you paid that premium? Visually, not much. It featured unique 7-spoke chrome wheels with ETC center caps and two unique exterior colors, those being white and red. And Cadillac did this to pay tribute to the original two colors offered in 1953. Another unique feature for the special editions was they received a throatier exhaust note, which was tuned to sound like a 50s Cadillac. Whether or not if it's accurate or not is up to you to decide, but I think we can all agree it sounded better than stock versions. Moving to the interior, red and white models got different treatments. If you got the white Eldorado, the two-tone interior was more elegant looking. For the red models, they were kinda more sporty. Basically, the wood was replaced with carbon fiber, and the two-tone scheme was red and black. Both featured a unique plaque on the dashboard to signify which production number you had. Another tribute to the original was how these were released. Each batch was limited to 532 models. First was the white, then the red, and then the white again, with a grand total of 1,596 Eldorado special editions ever produced. I think it's cool Cadillac did this. Obviously, they didn't have to, and it's clear that there was some thought and effort put into these. Chevy Venture Warner Bros. Edition. This isn't GM's first collaboration with a unique franchise. With the introduction of the Lumina and APV minivan in 1990, Chevy's advertising featured Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and the gang. Back in the day, there were these competitions to win the new Lumina, along with a trip to Disney MGM Studios. Nearly a decade later, Chevrolet and Warner Bros. Partnered up and offered a special Warner Bros. Trim for 2000.
Now there's a Chevy Venture with flip and fold seats and a built-in entertainment system.
I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
This was the top of the line Venture offered at the time from 2000 until 2003, when the Venture name was discontinued and replaced by the Uplander. The exterior didn't feature much, just badging of Bugs Bunny and the Warner Bros. Logo. The defining features were inside. A rear seat video entertainment system with a flip-down 7-inch diagonal color screen was standard. For the first couple of years, it used VHS technology. Then in 2002, it moved over to the futuristic DVD system. A tri-mode audio system was added, which meant kids could watch a movie while parents could listen to the radio. These Warner Bros. Editions were equipped with leather and cloth seats. It came with a collection of Warner Bros. DVDs, a blanket, pajamas, 4 wireless headphones, and other miscellaneous items. There was this complimentary membership called Venture Entertainment. Members were sent free gifts, mainly other movies from Warner Bros. Also, members got discounts to Warner Bros. Studio stores and Six Flags. As I said earlier, these were the top tier trim level, and base MSRP was around $31,000, making it almost $4 grand more than the standard LS trim. And if you wanted all-wheel drive, that was an extra $2,500. So this thing was pretty expensive. Growing up, my parents never had a minivan, let alone rear entertainment for me to enjoy. I totally understand why that is now, because these were super expensive. Despite how heavily Chevy promoted this special edition, they didn't sell all that well. I don't know what the sales production numbers are, but they weren't that good. That's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. There won't be any tier list because I'm not really rating the car itself, more just the trims that the cars came in. I still think these things are just super interesting. I think my favorite has to be the Warner Bros. Edition. Again, I mean, with all of these, I had no idea they existed. If you found this video interesting, I made a Jeep and Eagle special editions video, so be sure to check that out. It's nice to see so many people watching my videos. It makes me really happy, and it makes me want to try harder. Stay tuned for next week's video at Saturday at 1 p.m. I will catch you guys all there.